Thanks for staying with us. Now, we're going to take Shegun. Good morning, Shegun. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, sir.
I watched the pastoral broadcast, and I watched and I listened carefully about what he said. One thing I have to pick out that pastor said that he wants his kids to have American citizens, and that is one of the things that drives pastor to that mind. And he thought that he didn't look at any other side. He said what driving is that he wants his children to be American citizens, British citizens. And that is one major factor that made him to go to that marriage. And he didn't look at all the other aspects. And when he entered the marriage, now he still needs to, he's trying to manage all those things.
I didn't hear him very well. Did you hear him?
He spoke about American citizenship. I did not, as a grounds for the marriage.
He watched the video himself. That one of the grounds for the marriage was that
she wanted the kids to have American citizenship.
Let me come to you, Nimera.
So I just wanted to respond to this. So Olumide Emmanuel says, I'm surprised that Nima asked that what did the man do that triggered his wife to become violent. Would that question come up if it was the other way around? Let's condemn social ills without taking stances that support it. Well, it comes up all the time when it's the other way around. All the time. How you greet them? Did you greet them? A woman have just been slapped around by her husband. Did you kneel down? When they settle the quarrel, oh yeah, kneel down and beg your husband. The one that just slapped you. Yes, sir. Yes. And if you say you are still angry, you keep away from a third inner room affairs. It's you that pushed him to cheat on you. Those are the conversations. So when we now ask it the other way around, please don't be surprised. It is a regular asking when it's the other way around. It's just, I was just trying to do a balance because we have a lot of clerical, like biblical terms flying around. I don't want to go and
talk about biblical terms. Let's talk about Islamic perspective to divorce. What I mean, we talked about, because I was saying it because this is a clergyman, and we know what the grounds for divorce are as Christians. And you, as a Muslim, what are the grounds of divorce, and what situation can you ask for divorce? Anything can be a ground for divorce. What you don't think is a valid ground for divorce, to the extent that Islam allows a woman who thinks her status that she's not comfortable. So, for instance, you're from a wealthy background, but you married down, and then you can no longer cope again, and he's not willing to give you that life. It's not that he cannot even afford this matter. It's better for you to leave than to fall into sin. Yes. To meet it up. So everything that does not work for you
is a ground for divorce.
Oh my Lord!
They know they shout for you from your house.
You can just take a walk.
Just walk. Just ask for the divorce. So what they will do in between is bring people to counsel, appeal to you. But if it's not working for you, as long as you don't, no wonder a lot of Muslim women have second 355 words. Just get out. I also wonder how come all this my old aunties, 2, 3, because it's made easy. They can just walk away. So there's no shaming for you. It's we culturally who shame. Muslim women have been so empowered long in the times of the Prophet to walk out. Let me take this call. That's a very interesting perspective.
They didn't tell us.
Let me you'd have become a Muslim, Abi. Williams, thanks for calling your life.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you all for your good job you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
I think I will skip the ceremony of first-time caller so that...
Welcome to show.
I want to quickly first correct some impression. Yeah, the title of the topic on discussion is victim. Olumide is not a victim. As a Christian, we are not victims.
Okay.
We are victims.
No.
That's victims. One point. And secondly, I've listened to everybody. I think the mind is a point. It's like we heard one side. He's coming out now like trying to castigate the woman. We've not heard from the woman. Then when we look at it critically, you speak as a Christian and I cannot vindicate him. I don't want you to put him there as high as the mighty man of God. Then you refuse to address issue as it is. There are laid down rules for marriages. Marriage is ordained by God. There's a Christian marriage, there's the Muslim marriage, there's the worldly marriage, all is ordained by God. So we are talking of a Christian marriage now. Olumide knew quite well that woman has divorced twice. Now, if you have to go to the scripture, or that scripture for her to do. Secondly, are you aware that that woman was very rich? And that woman was influential?
The woman was very rich
Would
and
it
very
be?
influential.
Would it be Olumide was after?
Oh.
Okay, we lost that. I didn't hear half the things he said.
I didn't hear
sense
well
what he wanted
either,
to say.
but I think he's going in the direction of, he supported Nima for saying, let's find a balance. So I am sentimental when it comes to Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He's someone I respect, but even within that space, one of the reasons people don't talk about their marriage or their breakups is because they don't want this kind of yes, where we start shredding and saying, even you that you're talking, you're the problem. And we do ourselves a disservice when we don't let people both freely share their story, because we cannot learn from a hidden story. The story needs to come out for us to learn from it. So we're not, he didn't come out to blame his wife. He took responsibility that I went into a relationship. I did not know. When I knew better, I made a better decision. And it's helping others to know that if you find yourself, you made a mistake like that, there is room for you to say, I can do it better.
Because you have a covenant of life.
Above the covenant of marriage.
Yes, so which I think is very crucial, because many people are stuck because of this, God hates divorce, I cannot live, I will just manage. It happened to Osinachi. She ended up dying. So we are just discussing it because we are learning from the man of God who has worked, because sometimes it's easier when the man of God tells you, don't leave your husband, don't leave your wife, don't do this. When he has walked the path, and he has written so many books, I mean, never just ignored, I beg, what do you know? He has now told us.
This is why.
This is what I've done. So we should not be able to take that and understand all the various levels, but in understanding him, we must also see the errors he made, the errors we could have made, and the errors we wouldn't, how to avert the errors young people are making. So I was going to come to this angle. Now, a man has left the first marriage. How do you ensure? I mean, aside from the healing part, how do you not make that same mistake? Because sometimes there's something called love. When you love somebody so much, you are willing to work at it. Because somebody asked a question that, could he have stayed? Because if it was a woman, if this man was a woman, she would have been encouraged by family and loved ones to stay put, make it work. But as a man, he made a decision to walk away. But a woman isn't usually given that encouragement to take a walk. We will be forced and asked to stay there. But your mother managed it. Your kiniko, stay there, manage. So what makes it different, PC?
My understanding of the story is that it was a woman that took a walk.
At first, yeah.
And then later on, he now had to go ahead and do the divorce. So if the woman didn't take a walk.
You see, there are women here, their husbands traveled abroad for greener pastures.
Yeah.
They took a walk to stay in Canada.
Yeah.
They've been here for 5 years, 6 years. And their family is saying, stay.
Wait.
Just wait for him. Because regardless, so they don't feel like, listen, he will come back. 10 years, you are still here waiting.
Waiting, yeah.
So shouldn't she be encouraged to remarry and leave the man and go and fight for
No, she
divorce?
should encourage herself. Nobody would encourage you, because we're in a patriarchal system of life.
There's also love.
No, aside from love, live love. Live love first. Love for 5 years, 7 years, I never
No,
see.
be love. Because I have 2 children
Live
already.
love.
No, you raise your child.
It's patriarchy. And the fact that in this part of the world, it's the woman that is seen to hold the marriage together. That's what our culture says. So you will stay, no matter what you see, just stay there, because you are the glue, gluing the marriage together. If put the same person living abroad, or somebody who was raised abroad, and ask the person to stay for 5 years, 7 years, because society will not judge you there. Society here will judge you. Your neighbors will judge you. Your church members will judge you. They will push you to the back. If you used to be sister's leader before, they will take you to the back. Some will suspend you outrightly. Some churches are changing now, you know. I don't know about your own culture, religion is different. But there's so much judgment coming from someone who decides to take a walk and go for her peace. You are seen as, you're not patient. You're not resilient. You are not this, you are not that. A lot of people don't have the energy to sustain or take in those shame and sort of reproach attached to it. So they stay. They manage and stay and endure. And maybe one day the man wakes up and remembers you and then comes home. And then we go and do testimony and give glory to God. Yes. And they use you as an example for the next generation who is probably saying, Mommy, I think I have to take a walk. They say, no, stay. Your father left 7 years, he finally came back. We thank God, that's marriage. So we define our own marriage according to our own patriarchy. That's how it works. If you put the same people in another system, they will have it different because there's no judgment there. So it's about the judgment. But what I tell people, I will not categorically tell you to leave. I have a family who's close to me now, who is in a very toxic marriage. Like, I know both parties. And anytime she comes to me, I tell her the truth. At some point, my husband says, stop telling her. She's not a child. The day she wants to wake up, she will wake up, right? So when you wait, you tire. Body tire you. You will take a walk. Nobody will tell you. Let me take this call.
Baraka from Abuja. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah.
Sorry for keeping you. Yeah.
Anyway, I just called me to make this program, but I only heard about the slapping mafias. And in Islam, it's silent about it. But if any reason happens in that manner, the man has to step down maybe for 3 days, maybe by angry. Otherwise, it's part of love. I made it clear it's part of love because there are some things you must have done to that woman that warranted that slap. So you talk it out.
I know you.
I didn't know what to say.
Hey, okay, people are calling me out on social media for...
Let her respond.
So I don't know what you would have done to warrant a slap. I don't think any adult. You know me, we have stands. He said this is Islam. I don't know the basis. But I know
that you can slap in Islam.
In Islam, you marry as adults, you voluntarily walk in, and Islam does not say you should slap anybody's child. You understand? There's a room for caution. That means corrective conversation. But if there's no change, Islam then says to the man, avoid her, eventually divorce her. They did not say go and permit anybody's child into correction. I don't know what the grounds for slapping.
Even children, they are saying we should not slap children. They are now saying we want to slap adults.
We continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back. To stay with us, let's take a few comments on social media as we continue this conversation. Social
media is calling me out for being partial. Please.
Partial.
Your position is a biased one. They cannot blame you.
No, my position is not biased.
No, you don't get what I mean. It's like I went to the police station recently and between two parties, they're telling me, Madam, don't be biased. I said, Uncle, I'm representing a party. Which position did you?
No, I'm not representing.
But no, it's your mentor.
No.
So your position cannot be unbiased at this point.
It's already biased.
So to request it to be
I don't think so. That's not fair. No. I don't think that's right.
From everything I have said. From everything I have said.
Quite objective.
I have been very, yes.
I think so. I think she's been objective.
I stated that this is my mentor, and I'm not going to hide it.
And we're not here to judge him.
Even at that, within the context of what has happened, I did not say he didn't make a mistake, because he made a mistake.
And he admitted it himself.
He admitted he made a mistake. Also, he's not a perfect person. We all know that human beings are not perfect. What I'm saying is, when people share their story, and that's the part they did not like, because I said when people share their story and we shred them apart based on that story, we lose out on the opportunity for others to share their story. And there are many other stories that we can learn from that they will not talk. They will say, Dr. Olumide talking on. Everybody turn on to hot topic. So, me too, I'm not going to now become the one that they will talk about. Let us talk, because from the talking, we will get what we need to get. I wrote down about trauma, and because I know that many people, BC explained trauma, but I hope you understand what it is, that it is not about, a traumatized person is like somebody had an accident, and from the brain, they had brain damage. That's it. An experience shocks you into change. So if you...
And let me add to that, it shocks you into change, and you relive that experience over and over again. A quick example. So there was a time I had an accident driving to TVC from Alagbado. So for a very long time, anytime I'm driving past that area, I am in shock.
Exactly.
I stopped driving for a time. I would be in shock. Anytime we're crossing that place, I will be in shock. That's me reliving the trauma. It took me a long time to heal out of that. So you could be living with the present partner, but everything he says, everything he does, that slightly reminds you of what has happened before. Your subconscious mind goes into fight mode, and you start reliving what has happened in 1977.
That's
fantastic.
Let me I need everybody to get. So if your husband's action is reminding you of your father's reaction, and you are reacting,
you may not know.
That's trauma.
You may not even know.
Let me take this call. Good morning from Ikeja. Stephen.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I would like to contribute to your discussion, which is quite educative. Like you mentioned earlier on about somebody traveled abroad and stayed there for some years and he come back home. You see, love is about maturity. It depends on two of them to be able to keep together through the circumstances. Like you said, I traveled abroad for about 7 years. I came back some years ago, and I still met my wife. We're still together. But one thing I want you to know is this. It takes courage, love, endurance. It's not about what the Bible says about love. Forgiveness. Nobody is above all. Nobody is perfect. And marriage is a philosophy. So you must agree on those things for you to survive it. It is disastrous for one man to live alone and for other woman to live alone without nobody with him or her. So,
All right, we have to go, unfortunately, because our celebrity guest is here, so we have to wrap up on this. But let me let Nima, want to say something? Okay, we can go up. So I think in a nutshell, the reason why I wanted to discuss this was just to learn, because many of us have different narratives that we're raised with, different narratives that we imbibed all through our life. And when life happens, sometimes it's good for you to understand which narrative works, which is sustainable, which we need to change. So I think from this experience, we realize that you have a covenant of life. And once you feel that you're in a situation whereby your life is threatened, maybe it's time for you to think of how to move on from that relationship. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll bring in our celebrity guest. Stay with us, we'll get back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be